So no one told you the podcast was gonna go this way. We just have B and Cap and Jim is MIA. It's like we're only reviewing Australian beers. 2 subscribers done last year is all of our fears.
It's a Doomed Review.
A new excuse from Zoo.
It's a Doomed Review.
'Cause we have no views.
It's a Doomed Review.
Let's drink till we're sore.
It's okay 'cause no one's watching. What's up, Doom Nation, and welcome back. The boys are out here and the boys are buzzing. We are coming at you with another Doomed review. This time we are reviewing some stogies, but we are reviewing one stogie in particular. Scagz, what stogie is that?
So, this is the Vintage Cameroon. I'm actually going to let Big Zoo here speak a little bit more too, because he knows a little bit more about cigars.
Sure.
Long story short, what we're doing here is we got a pack of multiple different cigars, but we're gonna review one cigar out of the pack, which is a cigar that I have. Everybody else has got their own cigar, which is a little bit unique. At the end, you could give a little bit of shout out to your cigar if you liked it or not. But we're all gonna pass around the one cigar and give our take on the one cigar. So, Zoo, take it away.
Sure. So, like Scagz said, this is actually an H.Upmann, which is the brand, but the cigar itself is a 1844 Vintage Cameroon, and basically what that means is that it has a Cameroon wrapper on it. If those of you who don't know what a wrapper is when it comes to cigars, all it basically means is the leaf that you basically are looking at when you're smoking a cigar. So when it comes to a cigar, there's a wrapper, which is what you're looking at, and then there's a filler, which is mainly what you're tasting when you're smoking the cigar. So when it comes to a Cameroon wrapper, it's actually not something that I see very often. I mean, I used to work in a cigar lounge, but I don't really smoke cigars on the regular anymore. Anyway, that being said, a Cameroon wrapper, what that basically is, it's a wrapper that is grown in the nation of Cameroon or the Central African Republic. It's usually known for its sweet and even spicy notes, very earthy. It's right up my alley. So I'm actually very, very excited to review this cigar. I'm a big Maduro wrapper guy myself. I know Captain is more of a Connecticut fan. He likes the lighter smoke, but I'm a former cigarette smoker, so I like the heavier smoke. So that being said, I am very excited to try this. So why don't we give it a shot?
Start off with you.
Yeah.
We'll pass it around. I think come back to me after, and then we'll go around to everybody.
Just slob on this all together.
Slob on your knob, baby. I hope nobody's got any cooties that we're sharing around here.
So the draw is not great. It's wrapped pretty tightly, so there's a bit to be desired there. But the flavor is actually very nice. It's a bit toothy, as they say, which basically just means there's a lot of oil pockets on the leaf, and you can actually taste that, and you get it resonating on your lips. You can actually lick your lips and taste the flavors of the tobacco, which is actually quite nice. And it's very smooth as well for a darker wrapper, I must say.
What do you want to give it?
Let's go around. Let me mull it over. I do have another H.Upmann here, the banker, which I'm gonna smoke in the meantime. But let me mull it over.
All right, so if you watch my cigar reviews, you know I am a non-expert cigar reviewer. I like cigars, probably smoke cigars more than you do nowadays, but I don't know jack shit about it.
Probably.
I just kind of smoke them. That being said,
Nobody's given information on the cigar yet.
No, you gave a ton of information.
He killed it, bro.
Okay, I really like this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Very good.
It is a little bit hard to pull. I smoked it as soon as we started, so I had that little flavor after that I sat on, which is a good flavor. I like it a lot. I tend to like these darker cigars now for some reason. They have a real more robust flavor.
Yeah,
they're
rich,
richer. Good way to put it. I like it a lot. I'm just going to go right out and give it a review right off the top of my head. 8.1 I'm going to give it.
Big score.
Strong.
Big score.
It's a bold move, guys.
Tasty.
You get back to
Tasty.
bold move, guy. Yeah.
I'm going to add a new dynamic to our reviews. If I feel like death later, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave that in the description, because that's something I've come to learn after we do these cigar reviews. Sometimes a half an hour later, a cigar hits you, and you go into like
the nicotine high.
You go into like the sunken place. That's happened a couple times recently. So if that happens, I'll leave it in the description below. Who's next?
You're going to do one or not?
Okay.
All right.
Make sure we don't let this go out too.
No, I shouldn't go out.
mark of a good cigar.
Should I do the
also.
Triple H's?
You should.
See, this is way too dark for me. I like a nice, easy Connecticut light leaf. Plenty of flavor. Not gonna lie there. Plenty of flavor. But you said it was tight, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
way
did you.
too
It's
tight.
Very tight. Yeah. We need
Never
what's
heard a
that
man
tool that
complain
Jimmy
about
has?
Yeah. I also
punch.
poked this, by the way. I did a V cut and I poked
you
it.
poked
yeah.
it.
I did
And
poke
it's
it. Yeah.
that tight.
And it's still
Okay.
tight. Yeah. Tight like a tiger.
A tiger.
Wait.
Yeah. Look, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm giving it like a 4.85. For the people who like it,
tight?
I get it. This is the exact opposite of everything I like. And it's way too tight. If it's too loose and messy, or if it's too tight and you can't pull it, I don't enjoy it. I don't have the patience to sit there and do
Agree with
that.
that.
You know what I mean?
Like a roast beef, like a fucking...
No, yeah, cooking a roast beef, yeah,
He likes throwing a
probably.
hot dog down a hallway.
Yes,
Let's put it that
yes.
way.
I love me a good chili dog, all right? But
Oh, yeah, okay.
exactly. But like I'm saying, like I don't have the patience to smoke a cigar this this tightly wrapped.
Wow.
On top of it, it's a way thicker smoke, way more flavor than I'm used to. That nicotine high that you don't like, that I really don't like, is going to be greater in that. I can't give it too much because it's going to kill me compared to what I like.
I don't always get that nicotine high, by the way. I've come to notice some cigars do that to you.
Yeah.
Some don't. I don't know what
You
it
got to
is.
find the level that it
know.
doesn't give it to you, and then stick to that.
Real
This,
quick.
for me, Connecticut. After that, I die.
Little Easter egg. We did the Buffalo Trace combo review a couple weeks ago. That did it to me big time. And I've now smoked a couple of those Buffalo Trace cigars. That one sent me into the sunken place after on. So I don't know. Maybe be careful on those. Go ahead. What do you
The
think?
Maduros will do that to you for sure, especially if you're not used to smoking them. But I don't know. My opinion. Let me take another pull here.
Real connoisseur.
Like I said, it's very tight, but the flavor is actually really, really nice. And like I said, after you take a pull, you can lick your lips, and you could get all of that nice tobacco-y flavor as like an afterthought or aftertaste, whatever you want to say. And that's something that is a really, really it's a mark of a really good cigar, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Because
Cap,
it's tight and nice.
Because it's tight and nice.
All right, just want to make sure.
Cap, I know you're not a Maduro fan. The Cameroon is much more of a Maduro than a Connecticut light wrapper, but I think you would do much better with a 60 gauge cigar. These are Toros, which is, if my memory serves me correctly, was a 6x40 gauge. And with a Maduro, when you have a thinner gauge cigar, it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit you harder. Think of it like a shotgun, right?
Yeah.
A 16 gauge versus 20 gauge, right? So it's gonna hit you a bit harder. So I think maybe if you try something like this in a 60 gauge, I think it's gonna be a little bit smoother for you. You might actually like it. But anyway, when it comes to my score, I'll probably give it about a 7, which is pretty good because I really like the flavor despite the tightness. You can get a tight cigar. Doesn't matter how great the brand is. It just happens when you roll them, right?
And the niceness.
I like something a little bit darker than this. One of my favorite cigars ever is a Rocky Patel Edge Toro Maduro. The flavor on that is just unbelievable. But anyway, my score is a 7. This is something I would definitely try again. So I'll pass it off.
Well, I was
to
gonna
Big
say
Al.
let's go to Dad. Let's save Stone Cold for the end.
Okay.
Let's save Stone Cold for the end. Make sure
I
you
can only imagine what
in
the
right-
comments
the
are.
right frame of mind for Stone Cold there. All right, Daddy here. He's next. What do you think? Again, I will say that a good mark of a cigar as well is normally a cigar that holds its ash for a long time. Is a well-made cigar.
Should be able to get it
Yes.
at least halfway.
Yeah, before gravity kicks in and it just
Exactly,
falls off.
exactly.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right, that's our Doom review. There you go. All right. See you next
See you guys
time.
later. It's nice having you.
I didn't feel it was that
Adios,
hard
Doom
to pull
Nation.
on it. It was. You do get that flavor on it, and give it a 6.
There you go.
All right, 6.
Well said.
Well said for a man of few words. Oh, someone's coming. All right, let's wrap this up. Keep going. Next.
That's the food.
All right. Uber Eats, Doom
Here
review.
now.
Thank you. Well,
No,
You
go
wanna-
ahead. All right, Stone Cold. Last but not least, Danny, move back.
I don't know.
I'm sure we can see him.
Yeah.
All right. Not a cigar smoker. A Tito's vodka drinker. a champion of the world wrestling.
Cigar.
It's nice and oily. A lot of flavor on it. Really nice.
It just fell.
Let's say he broke a rule.
Didn't ash it on purpose.
That's why we've been passing it around. We got to give it a pass.
Sure.
Plus, they
I'll
haven't
add
been stored correctly.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? They've been in your garage, so factor that in.
It's tasty.
It's got a lot of flavor on it.
Not a big
It really
cigar
does.
guy. I like the flavor. As far as the pull, being tight, I couldn't give you any information
Reference.
about that. I'm not a big cigar guy, like I said.
Well, compare it.
I'm a
Compare it
big
to
Black
this
and
one.
Mild guy.
Compare it to that one.
All right, hold on.
Just on the pull.
Really trying to
Hey,
get Luch fucked up tonight.
Throw this into your
Yeah.
lungs.
I
You
see
see
what
what
he's
I'm
saying. I see what he's saying. Yes, it's very tight, a little hard to get the flavor. You got to give it a little extra sucky. Okay. Daddy just tried
There
to
goes all of our
headbutt
wins.
my fixtures. First guy, I give it like an 8.1. I think it's very flavorful. I went through a lot to get these here. I had to fucking go through customs.
Boof 'em.
What'd you pay? What'd you pay for? them?
For the whole pack, it was like $100.
All right.
All right. So it was a pack of what? About 9-ish?
There was like 9 or 10 cigars
9 or
in
10
there.
cigars.
Yeah, 10 cigars.
About $10 a cigar.
That's not a bad
price.
price.
That's
not a
Alright,
bad
so
price. Bring it
about
through
double and
customs.
3/4 of a booth.
I'd say, yeah, I'll go with that score I gave. I think that's pretty fair.
I gotta say,
I like it.
A sample pack of cigars. I mean, even though you've
Yeah,
had them
it's
in
a pretty
your
good
garage,
mix-up.
it's a pretty good mix-up.
Not even. They've been in the house. It's only been.
Yeah, it's only been a week.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
still, a cigar can dry out in a
Don't know
These
how
are
long
still-
they've been sitting in the airport
Yeah.
for.
Now that
but,
they're lit, a good sign of a
Right.
nice cigar. If it's well kept, you squeeze it a
yeah,
little bit. If
but
it's
they
nice
were
and soft.
they were cellophane wrapped and they were also box wrapped.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say they survived pretty well coming from where they came
Not
from.
bad at all, man.
A nice gift. If you're gonna hang out with the boys, you want to,
Careful.
you want to taste a couple
Don't
of
stand
different
on mine
cigars.
Yeah, yeah.
A
Thanks,
good buy.
thanks to Big Elf for these cigars.
Thank
Yeah,
you, sir.
of course.
All right. We've all
Acknowledge
gone,
him.
We've all done the cigar.
Acknowledge
You guys also kind of were, tasting a couple of the other cigars in the pack. What do you guys think of the cigars you guys had? Real quick. Quick
man.
shotgun review. Real quick.
I got-
What is it? Did you like it?
What do I got right here? Romeo
Captain
y
Ohio-
Juliet.
Yeah, not a good reader.
This is my type of cigar, boys. Light leafed. This is delicious. This is easily like an 8 out of 10. No problem.
I'm so close to the camera, I can only see his dick now.
Yeah. I'll go next if we're going up close. So I've got the H.Upmann, the banker, something that I've actually never had before, never even heard of it. Not something that at least we stocked in the cigar lounge that I worked at. It's nice. It's very, very smokable for a Maduro. I would consider. I could have this if I were to smoke a cigar daily. I could have this on the daily and not be worried about getting too much of a buzz or anything like that. I'll give this a solid 7.5. I like it.
Dad, take us home.
Okay, sure. Let's go. Classic Romeo and Juliet. It's light. Can't go wrong with it. I give it a 9.
Wow, big score. Rookie score.
Yeah.
Rookie score.
That's actually pretty crazy.
All right,
I
everybody.
don't know.
That is our doomed review. Go and check out our Buffalo Trace combination review. A while ago, we did Olivo O. Where was Olivo O?
Olivo.
We'll be doing a couple
That
of
was our
reviews.
biggest one.
Olivo's a good.
Yeah.
Dua Lipa?
We'll be doing Terramana review as well. Go check that one out.
I'll
Don't
review
forget to
Dua
like, share, and subscribe.
Doom Nation, adios. We'll see you next week with more political updates and more reviews. Don't worry, they're going to keep coming.